Hey, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, and give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rachak with us. Double honors unto the elders, apostles, great millstone, the elders, great millstone, and of course, peace and blessings under the hopeful elect, the sincere servants of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, serving him in truth and sincerity. Yes, we're on the brother Chayabah from GMS Plain Tables Camp, coming back with another lesson through the Spirit. So this lesson be based off of this article from nationalnews.com, which reads, Western sanctions on Russia won't work. They're only making BRICS stronger. Yeah, of course, you see the leaders right here of BRICS, which of course consist of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. It says efforts by the United States and its Western allies to punish Russia with sanctions are failing as the BRICS alliance grows stronger. Yeah, and of course, BRICS have made their, they pretty much shown that they're in opposition against America and America's allies. And we're seeing these other nations wanting to join in this BRICS alliance as well. You want to depart completely from America. It says, the recent BRICS summit in Kazan demonstrated that trying to isolate Russia in this manner in 2024 is a bit outdated. It turns out that Russia has many more supporters on the world stage than in times past, and these supporters are tired of the sanction wars. Which, of course, at the end of the day, you're still having, they're not completely in opposition against one another because, they're still trading. China's in BRICS and they're showing that they're against America, but we're still receiving imports from China. So, the point is that, again, these other nations are showing or, making an alliance against America, and it's only going to get stronger and stronger. It says, so it says, delegates from some 35 countries in Asia, Africa, and it says the Middle East, Europe, and Latin America convened alongside representatives from the United Nations and other organizations to discuss various matters related to BRICS and its recent expansion. The 16th BRICS Summit in Kazan was, without exaggeration, one of the most significant international events. It says not only this year, but in recent times. Commented Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. Summit participants reportedly all agreed that the atmosphere at the event was one of friendship, openness, and mutual respect. While they're in agreement with one another, participants adopted the Kazan Declaration. So it says, among other things, it clearly sets out the commitment of the participating countries to promote positive changes in the global economy and politics with the aim of creating a more just and balanced world order, reform global governance institutions, and effectively address global issues, Lavrov said about the declaration. So we're seeing these other nations, they want a world that doesn't include America. This is what they want. And it says modern finance is changing. Another focus of the BRICS summit was the adoption of a new global financial system that is not run by the U.S. and NATO. Modern realities, the participants agreed, necessitate changes to the global scheme of money and trade, especially in developing countries that are seeking to join BRICS in the hopes of improving their economic standing. But we're seeing how, again, they want to create a new financial system. They don't want to have to rely upon the U.S. dollar anymore. And what is this simply? This is simply the nations, as it says in Joel chapter 3, And 9, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. It says, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Yeah, the Gentiles, of course, being the heathen, these other nations, other than the nation of Israel, the real, true Israelites, the real, true, and biblical Israelites. Anybody who's not of the nation of Israel are heathen. And, of course, that includes all these other nations that are not, but, of course, the so-called Negroes, Native Americans, Latinos. That includes Esau, so-called white man, Moab, so-called Chinese, Ammon, so-called Japanese, Ishmael, so-called Arabians, Ham, so-called Africans, Elam, so-called Indians, and so on and so forth. They're all heathen. And the point is that there's a war being prepared as we speak. Going, with completely links up onto this scripture. What do? We break down these scriptures and we link it up to today. Because again, literally what these scriptures say is happening today, where we're literally living in the times of the scriptures, man. A lot of people when they think about the Bible, they think that it's something of times past. No, we're clearly we are clearly in biblical times. It says, prepare war, wake up. It says, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Yes, so let them come up. It says, beat your plowshares and the swords and your pruning hooks and the spears. It says, let the weak say, I am strong. Yeah, so it says, key point, be your plowshares and the swords and your pruning hooks and the spears. Yeah, meaning these other nations are getting stronger and stronger. I mean, taking China, for example, China was known back then for, China was known for its agriculture. But of course, in the modern day time, now Russia is known as now China is known as a mighty nation with a military, a powerful military, as well as the same thing with Russia, and as well as these other nations. We're seeing the nuclear weapons are being built more and more as we speak. It says, be your plowshares and the swords and your pruning hooks and the spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And we're seeing that right now. The weak are saying, I am strong. That's why in this article, it's saying how these sanctions, the Western sanctions on Russia, they're not working. It's not working on BRICS anymore. So going back to the article, it says, so part of the process involves figuring out how to utilize the various nations' national currencies for mutual settlements and trade. There also needs to be independent payment platforms that all participating countries can use to conduct transactions, not to mention assurance mechanisms to back and protect all involved. Yeah, and ultimately, we already know, of course, starting with America, they want to move towards a completely cashless society. We're already seeing how China, they're heavily already into that the digital currency system. And eventually, they're trying to move on to the system that's ran upon the mark of the beast that's spoken about in Revelation chapter 13 and 16, which is the RFID chip, the RFID implant. That's what they want to put in everybody's hand. Not only are you going to be able to, because what the scriptures say, how with it, or, with the MOTB, the mark of the beast, are you going to be able to make payments. Without it, you won't be able to make payments very soon in the society, meaning they're going to mandate it and try to coerce the people to take it. Of course, the elect aren't going to take the elect on the nation of Israel. They won't take it. But Esau is going to, starting with Esau, he's going to make it really, really very hard to make the masses take it. You know, he's going to make it very, very hard so that the masses do take it. Introducing mandates, restrictions. You won't be able to do this or do that. I mean, literally, you won't be able to buy or sell within society. So, I mean, this is the ultimate system that they want to move towards. The system that's ran upon the mark of the beast, which is the chip. It says, once the plan fully takes shape, BRICS will have its disposal a payment instrument that Lavrov says is not subject to its external risk. Many non-Western states, he added, are showing increased interest in participating. See? So showing you these other nations are departing from America. It says that the heads of delegations from countries in the so-called global south openly express indignation at the U.S. authorities' increasingly strong line in recent years on using the dollar as an instrument for waging sanction wars against those states whose policies, for one reason or another, the Americans did not like. Hey, so there you have it. Skipping down, it says another pointed out that the West efforts to isolate Russia are only isolating the West, which appears to be shrinking in size, scope, and influence over the world affairs. It ends off with, I hope BRICS Plus Group are totally honorable because the Western ethnos is lie, cheat, and steal, and always cause, you see the word right there, the T word. So, hey, man, again, this is all prophecy. These other nations are departing from Babylon Great, which is America. As it says in Jeremiah chapter 15:8, remove out of the midst of Babylon and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans, and be as the he goats before the flocks. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. The arrow shall be as of a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain. Yeah. Babylon Great, which is America. It says an assembly of great nations from the north country. The north country is Russia, and the assembly of great nations is the Russian Federation. It says, and they shall come, or it says, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she should be taken. What do you think that means? It says, the arrow should be as of a mighty expert man. So this will be in the climax of World War III. Literally, these other nations will set themselves in array against her, against Babylon Great. How? By using those nuclear missiles. You're going to have these other nations shooting their nuclear arsenal upon Babylon Great, literally from all sides. The arrow should be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain but yeah, of course, it says arrows, but obviously it's symbolic. It's referring on to, it's not literal. It's not literally referring on to a traditional bow and arrow. You can't shoot an arrow from thousands of miles away. No, obviously, you have to apply this to today, which modern day arrow today is the nuclear missile. It says the arrow should be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. Yeah, meaning because, of course, the nuclear missiles have a very complex targeting system. And once you shoot it, it's going to go straight for the target. And ultimately, once these other nations unleash the nuclear missiles upon Babylon Great, the spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, is going to be in it. Wanting or, directing the missiles wherever the Lord wants it to go, that's where it's going to go. It says, verse 10, and Chaldea should be a spoil. All that spoil her should be satisfied, say the Lord Yahweh. See? And all these nations not showing satisfaction, even right now as we speak, as what they're slowly moving away from the dependence of America. And of course, what the U.S. dollar has a great impact upon the world economy. So once the U.S. dollar falls, these other nations will take a big hit as well. They're not completely independent from the dollar yet. So once the dollar does fall, these other nations will suffer a great hit. So, don't think that they're completely independent. But what? I mean, we see where this is going. These other nations are departing more and more every day as we speak. Yeah, so in Chaldea, which Chaldea is referring again onto America, it said, all that spoil her should be satisfied, said Lord Yahweh. It says, verse 11, because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage, because ye are grown fat as a heifer at grass and bellow as bulls. Yeah, and they destroyed the Lord's heritage. Of course, they destroyed the Israelites, our heritage. They destroyed the so-called Negroes, Native Americans, Latinos. We are the true and biblical Israelites, according to Deuteronomy chapter 28, 16 on down. Deuteronomy chapter 28, 16 on down. All those curses apply to us, and all the blessings apply to our people. And they destroyed our people. Ever since 1619 or 1492, those were the main points when our people got overtaken. The so-called Native Americans, Latinos got overtaken in 1492 by Cristobal Colon, of course, and the rest of their conquistadors. And the bulk of the slaves of the Southern Kingdom, of course, forgot to mention what the so-called Native Americans, Latinos are the Northern Kingdom of the nation of Israel. But also you have the Southern Kingdom, which of course fled Israel in 70 AD, fled the Roman persecution in 70 AD. And fled onto West Africa. A lot of people think that, of course, we're Africans. No, we're not Africans, we're Israelites. But the Southern Kingdom of the nation of Israel, being the so-called Negroes, consisting of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, they fled from the Roman persecution in 70 AD and fled out to West Africa. Or, of course, the bulk of them did. And So the point is that, of course, 1619 so-called Negroes got brought here on slave ships. The so-called Native Americans, Latinos, we got taken down. We became slaves as well. And they completely destroyed our heritage. They made us forget that we are the true biblical Israelites. And they indoctrinated us with, with their lies. It's only now, what's wrong with Elder Abba Bivens, 1969, 1970, when the truth has come out. Up until now, of course, you have the Elder Apostles of Grand Millstone and elders on down. The heritage, our true heritage, is coming back out. But says, because ye are grown fat as a heifer, says, to read it again, verse 11. Because you were glad, because ye rejoice, O ye destroyers of my heritage, because ye are grown fat as a heifer at grass, and bellow as bulls. And say, your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Of course, which that mother, and by the way, this is still referring on to Babylon, which is America. The mother of America is England. So, England, as it says, your mother shall be sore confounded. So that's why England has, departed. You have a Brexit, right? It says, she that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness. It says a dry land and a desert. What do you think that means? Because America will be nuked. It will be destroyed by nuclear fire. And once that fire dies down, of course, Yahushua is going to come back as well in the midst of World War III to deliver who the world England calls Jesus, but his true name is Yahushua according to the ancient Paleo Hebrew. He's coming back to deliver his people out of the land of America. At least they perish by the nuclear missiles. When I say his people, I'm referring on to the elect of the nation of Israel, the elect Israelites. That's only who the Lord's coming back to save. Well, he's going to save them from the nuclear destruction of America. Of course, for the elect Israelites that are located within America. And the Lord will obviously as well save the rest of the Israelites, or the elect Israelites located amongst the rest of the world. But what? Of course, as the Lord is making that great deliverance within Babylon the Great, he's going to send his chariots to emit high concentrated fire upon Babylon the Great, aiding in the destruction of America as these other nations shoot their nuclear arsenal upon Babylon the Great. Yeah, and as America's burning, of course, once that fire cools down, which will take many years, eventually it's gonna turn into a desert. Once the fire cools down, it'll cool down slowly into a desert. So that's why it was gonna become a dry land. The hindermost of the nations. So be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. Because of the wrath of the Lord Yahweh, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon should be astonished and hiss at all her plagues. Yeah, so America will never be inhabited again. Once it becomes a desert and a dry land, it's going to be completely desolate. And it's never going to be inhabited again. It says, verse 14, put yourselves in array against Babylon, round about, all ye that bend the bow. Shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she has sinned against the Lord Yahweh. So yeah, see? Meaning what these other nations, it says, all you that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she has sinned against the Lord Yahweh. Yeah, so these other nations are already prepared. They have their nuclear arsenal prepared, and they're going to shoot this. They're going to bend the bow, and they're going to shoot it. It says spare no arrows, yeah, because they're going to unleash everything. And guess what? Yahweh Bashim Yahshai is the one who's stirring up these tensions and these conflicts amongst these nations, man. Why? It says, verse 15, shout against her round about. For it says, she hath given her hand, the foundations are fallen, the walls are thrown down. For it is the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh to take vengeance upon her, as she hath done, do unto her. There you have it. And yeah, you can keep on reading, this great chapter. But hey, this is what's coming, man. What the point is that we're quickly moving towards the climax of World War III, because we are in the beginning stages of World War III, but what? We're just waiting for the climax of World War III. And once America is destroyed, no, China's not going to be the next one to rule. Russia's not going to be the next one to rule. Yahweh Shai is going to be the next one to rule, and the nation of Israel, as the scriptures say in 2 Ezra chapter 6 and 9. For Esau's the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So once Esau's world is finished, which of course Esau's main nation is America. Of course, we have Edomites, or the other Edomite nations, such as in the EU, NATO. Of course, even Russia is an Edomite nation. What the point is that these other nations will not rule. The heathen will not rule after America is destroyed. Yahweh Shai, once Yahweh Shai comes back to deliver the elect on the nation of Israel, what do you think is going to happen? The Heavenly Father Yahweh is going to send back his son Yahweh Shai to deliver the elect of the nation of Israel. We're going to receive those new, perfect, incorruptible bodies, meaning we're going to have spiritual power. You think that we're just going to, what do you think is going to happen? You think, we're just going to leave and not going to come back and let these nations rule? No. As the scriptures say, we're going to rule over these nations with a rod of iron. Isaiah chapter 14, Revelation chapter 2 and 26 on down. Revelation chapter 10, or Revelation chapter 13 and 10, so on and so forth. We're going to rule over these nations with a rod of iron. And guess what? Yahweh Shai is going to be the one who gifts the nation of Israel, starting with the elect of the nation of Israel, that rod of iron to rule over these other nations with complete rigor, with the severest rule, as it says in the breakdown of the word rod, or which is the Greek word rhabdos, within Revelation chapter 2. So, hey, man, this is what's coming, and this is all prophecy. No, America's not going to heal. America will continue to get worse and worse as it is sure. It doesn't matter who's president. It's going to keep on getting worse and worse. And, hey, Trump is going to speed things up, man. That's why Yahweh Bashem Yahushai put him in office. It says, Habakkuk chapter 2 and 5, yet also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Yeah, that's ultimately what Esau does, or Esau did, and he's still doing it. But what? He did that by using America. Esau, Edom's so-called white man, well, he uses America to do that, to gather unto him all nations. It says, and he heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up, it says, verse 6, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Thick clay going into debt, because when you get that word for thick clay within the Hebrew, it's the Hebrew word ibayat. Ibatyat. As you can see right here, ibatyat. Which means what? It says weight of pledges, heavy debts. Yeah, and you already know, the debt amount that America has. Well high up in, to the trillions range. That's what America has done, and these other nations are getting tired of America. The sanctions, the debt, just the havoc that it's causing. They want to exterminate America and start a new world that doesn't include it. But guess what? That's going to fail too. Even though they're going to succeed in destroying America, which the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, will also aid in the destruction of America, they're going to fail in, their new world order. It's not going to work. Why? Because Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is going to come, or the Heavenly Father Yahweh is going to stand back as Son Yahweh Shai to take down all these other nations, take down Esau, Edom, and as well as the rest of the heathen, and to set up his righteous rulership. So, hey, this is what's coming. Whether you like it or not, prophecy will be fulfilled, and Yahweh Bashem Yahushai will do his will. Hey, so what are we doing as prophets? Well, of course, we're prophesying the word, we're watching, and we're feeding the sheep. We're making lessons based on prophecy. And we're waiting patiently for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, to destroy Babylon the Great and to deliver us up out here. So that's what we're waiting for. And hey, this is very, very soon. So Lord's will, you blessed the edified, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kakwadash Brakathum. Shalom.